Why gratitude journaling boosts your happiness every single day. You wake up and life throws 1,000 distractions at you. Emails, bills, deadlines, news headlines that scream chaos. And somewhere in between all this noise, your happiness gets buried. Most people think happiness is something that magically happens when everything in life lines up perfectly. But here's the hard truth. Happiness is never about perfect circumstances. It's about perspective. It's about training your mind to focus on what's already good instead of obsessing over what's missing. And that's exactly where gratitude journaling becomes a game changer. Gratitude journaling isn't some soft, fluffy self-help activity. It's mental weightlifting. It's the daily discipline of forcing your brain to look at what's right in your life, even when everything feels wrong. The science is crystal clear. When you write down what you're grateful for, your brain starts to rewire. It shifts focus from lack to abundance, from frustration to fulfillment. Your mind literally begins to search for the good because that's what you've been training it to do. Think about this. Most people start their day scanning for problems. The alarm goes off and instantly they think, I didn't get enough sleep. They scroll through social media, compare their lives to strangers, and think, I'm not there yet. They check the news, see fear and negativity, and start carrying that emotional weight before breakfast. Gratitude journaling flips that entire script. Instead of scanning for what's broken, you're scanning for what's working. And the moment you train yourself to do that daily, your happiness stops depending on outside circumstances. It starts coming from within. Let's talk about why this is so powerful. Your brain has something called the reticular activating system. Think of it as a filter for your attention. Whatever you consistently focus on, your brain starts noticing more of it. If you constantly focus on problems, your mind will keep spotting more problems. But if you deliberately focus on gratitude, you train your brain to find opportunities, blessings, and positives you've been blind to before. Gratitude journaling is like installing a new filter for your life, one that lets in the light. And it's not just mental tricks. Science backs this up. Studies from the University of California have shown that people who practice gratitude journaling sleep better, experience less stress, and feel happier overall. Not because their life magically improves overnight, but because their emotional lens changes. They stop living in a constant state of not enough and start living in a state of already blessed. But here's the raw truth. Gratitude journaling isn't about ignoring your problems. It's about strengthening yourself to face them. When you're in a storm, it's easy to drown in frustration, but gratitude becomes your anchor. It reminds you that even in chaos, there's still something to hold on to. You still have things, no matter how small, that are working in your favor. And when your mind stays grounded like that, you can think clearer, fight harder, and handle life better. Some people dismiss it because it sounds too simple. But simplicity is exactly why it works. You don't need a $1,000 course or a life-changing trip to feel better. You need consistency. Every morning or every night, you take just 5 minutes to write down 3 things you're grateful for. And here's the key, make them specific. Don't just write, I'm grateful for my family. Write, I'm grateful for my sister calling me today when I was feeling low. The more specific you are, the more your brain feels the emotion behind it. Over time, these little moments stack up, and your mind begins to shift from scarcity to abundance. That shift is what transforms your happiness. You stop waiting for someday to feel good because you start feeling it now. You stop tying your joy to some future milestone because you're training yourself to see the wins that are already here. Let me be very clear, gratitude journaling isn't magic. You will still face challenges. You will still have bad days. But the difference is, you'll no longer be defined by them. You'll no longer let negativity set the tone for your entire life. Instead, you'll have built an inner strength, a habit of finding hope, a discipline of seeing light in the dark. That's the kind of resilience most people spend their whole lives chasing, and it starts with a pen and paper. Ask yourself, how much of your life have you wasted waiting to feel happy? Waiting for the job, the relationship, the money, the perfect timing? What if you stopped waiting? What if happiness wasn't something you chase, but something you build daily, intentionally, with gratitude? The truth is, your happiness has never been in the future. It's been right here, hidden under layers of stress, comparison, and distraction. Gratitude journaling doesn't create happiness out of thin air, it uncovers what's been there all along. So here's my challenge. Start today. Not next week, not when life feels easier. Today, tonight before you sleep, write down 3 specific things you're grateful for. Do it again tomorrow, and the next day. Make it a non-negotiable part of your life. Watch how your focus shifts. Watch how problems feel smaller and wins feel bigger. Watch how your happiness starts to rise, not because life suddenly became perfect, but because your mindset finally did. Gratitude journaling isn't a diary of your life. It's a blueprint for your joy. It's a reminder that even in the toughest seasons, you have something to hold on to. It's proof that happiness isn't a reward, it's a practice. Your happiness is in your hands. Not in the next achievement, not in someone else's approval, not in the future. It's here, it's now, and it starts with gratitude. Write it, feel it, live it, and watch your happiness grow in ways you never imagined.